What's going on, guys? Bob Busker here again with ThinkComputers, and today we're taking a look at the Define Mini from Fractal Design. If you haven't heard of Fractal Design, they've really been making a name for themselves in the PC case market. They're out of Sweden. We first got a look at them at CES last year. They have some really awesome cases, really cool designs. So let's take a look at the Define Mini, open it up, and see what's inside. So getting into this should be just like any other case. Just cut it open and flip it over. I didn't mention the Define Mini is right around $100. So it comes the same sort of at that mid-range to low range. This is Define Mini. So they have other Define cases, but the Mini is made for mini or micro ATX and mini ITX motherboards. It comes with a user's manual, and as you can see, they use 2 large pieces of styrofoam and a plastic bag, like most case manufacturers do. Let's go ahead and flip this. And as you can see, it easily comes out. Also see that they use a plastic covering on the front. This is always good. You don't know why case companies do this. It is because, you know, whatever happens in travel or anything like that, in the whole process of getting you the case, if your front panel becomes scratched, it's kind of just useless. You don't want the case. So they use this plastic film to protect it. So you see, take it off, and we're ready to take a look at the case. So taking a look at the case, the first thing that we see is that it is all plain, but it still looks really nice. Like, there's some cases that are all plain that just look ugly. This thing looks really nice and complete. I think the reason for that is the all plain front. So take a look at the front, all plain. This looks like brushed aluminum, but I think it's plastic. But it still looks really nice. And it is a door. We haven't seen doors on cases in forever, and I was always a fan of a door. Kind of just, you know, that's the front of your case. It looks all right, but if you close it, it just makes it look better. If we open the door up here, I can show you that they use this sound dampening material, which is a foam. One thing that worries me about that is, you know, if you have intakes here, I don't know how they're going to intake air that well. There is ventilation on the side there that will help that out, but it is kind of a concern. If we move this back around here so you can see the front, you have 2 5¼ inch bays, and that is about it. These use this really cool lever system. If you push this lever out, it unlocks the front bezel, which is nice. Here you can see these push out like this. These are 2 simple doors that open. You have a 120mm included fan, and then this is another one. These go right in front of where your hard drives go. It seems like they would be pretty simple to take out. Looks like 4 screws. Make them so you can take them out and install another fan, or, you know, clean them or anything like that. There is a fan filter actually on here, but it's not removable. So close those and close the front. Now this does not lock. There's no locking mechanism on it, but it does have a sort of like a magnet lock, so it is going to stay closed most of the time. Now if we take a look at the top here, you have your front audio connections. You have your power button. You have 2 USB 2.0 and a USB 3.0 ports. At the top here, you have ventilation holes, which look like they will fit a 120 or 140mm fan. Now, as you can see, that it is covered. We'll go over why it's covered on the once we get inside. Now, taking a look at the side, you see the same thing. Another ventilation hole for our fan that is not included. Again, it looks like it's going to fit 120 and 140mm fans. I don't think, I guess there is. On the bottom, rubber feet as always, and then you have a large section here, which remove the removable fan filter, comes off really easily for nice cleaning and everything like that. Again, you have 2 spots for fans. This is where your power supply is going to go, and this is for an optional 120 millimeter fan. And easily put this back in here. If we take a look at the back, we can see there are 2 water cooling holes. Again, they are like very small. You're not going to fit large tubing through these, so that kind of makes things limited. You have a 120 millimeter exhaust fan, and something that's really cool that I like about Fractal design, they're keeping this same design through a lot of their cases. With the fans and with their expansion slots, is they're white. It kind of just gives a different contrast to the case. I really, really like it. Looks like you have one here that can actually go for a cooling fan on the side here. Bottom mounted power supply, which we usually always see. They use thumb screws, which is always nice to see on cases. So let's go ahead and open this side panel up and get inside. Open the side panel up. Now you can see what I was talking about. They use a sound dampening material on the side panel, and they use this dampening right here on the ventilation holes as well. So if you're not going to be installing the fans on these, then the dampening material obviously keeps everything inside nice and quiet. So let's move this out of the way and go ahead and take a look inside. Again, as you can see, the white, it just gives a different contrast to the case, and I really, really like it. Let's see. First, you have CPU cutout, which is always, as I say, there's 3 things that we want to see on every new case that we check out. It is a CPU cutout, USB 3.0, and room for 2.5-inch hard drives. Those are the 3 things that every case should have. No matter what the price of the case, they should have those 3 things. And this case does. So CPU cutout, obviously you have your internal USB 3.0 connector, and these trays here have support for both 3.5-inch and 2.5-inch drives. So you have all 3 of the basics covered that we like to see. Another thing that we do see here, which I do like, you have cable routing holes. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. These do have the rubber inserts, which I am a huge fan of. It just keeps it so you won't be, cutting your hands or cutting your cables when you're trying to route things around. The other side of the case also has the sound dampening material. This is a case made for micro ATX and mini ITX motherboards, so you only have 4 expansion slots. As far as hard drives go, here's our accessories box. 6 hard drives, and then these are actually removable. Let me see if I can take these out. The actual cages themselves, or at least this top cage I believe is removable. If I get this out here. So I can remove this, and I can do something like water cooling or whatever I want. It also gives me easy access to my fan, which looks extremely simple. I don't think this one doesn't. But it's extremely simple to do. I don't think you could rotate these though. I'm almost positive you cannot rotate these. But it just makes it so if you want to do water cooling or something like that, you have room. And it also makes room for the larger video cards, which is really, really nice. It should go back in very simply. Yep. Goes back in like that. Again, the 120 millimeter exhaust fan. And that seems like about it, guys. This is the Fractal Define Mini. Make sure you subscribe to our videos if you like it. And thanks for checking this video out, and we'll catch everybody later.